Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report. Coming up, you see right here, the huge 8-man tag team match. Darkstate taking on TNA. Yes, Moose and TNA Champion Trick Williams. Also part of NXT there, along with NXT Champion, along with TNA Champion Trick Williams. NXT Champion Oba Femi and Javon Evans. We'll get to it coming up here. Also, too, we'll talk about this, the superstar of the week. Who was the superstar of the week? We'll get to it coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Also, too, we got some more surprises on the Heat check coming up. You might know the reason why Naomi didn't defend the Women's World Championship. We'll give you an inside look on that coming up here on the Heat check, as well as Vince McMahon making a rare appearance tonight on the Hulk Hogan docu-series to TMZ. We'll talk about it coming up here. A lot going on. Even Nia Jax taking on Lash Legend. That's coming up for grabs tonight. As well as Joe Henry taking on one half of the No Cash Crew, Carly Dempsey. As well as women's tag team action. Keanu Jordan and Lola Vice take on Jason James, Fallon Henry. We also told you about the huge 8-man tag team match. Let's get the Pro Wrestling Show started right here, right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kenny Dix here. Glad you join us on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribers can. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Let's not waste no time whatsoever. Let's get things started right here, right now, here on the Pro Wrestling Show. We kick things off with this. Nia Jax taking on Lash Legend. You know, Nia Jax and Lash Legend don't see eye to eye as it was. We know that Nia Jax really played a key role attacking Lash Legend last week and making an example out of Lash. Lash wanted an example out of her. But tonight, it seemed like Lash Legend really didn't know what to think of. Nia Jax was setting up for the Annihilator, getting herself ready and prepared. And that's what Nia Jax did tonight. Nia Jax won tonight, defeating Lash Legend. As you can see right here with their avalanche, that bonsai drop to get the 1, 2, 3. Lash Legend was down and out as a pansy. So what we say right there, Nia Jax really making dividends tonight. And I'll say this about Nia really doing her work and doing what she did tonight. So that will be number 5 from Nia Jax here on the NXT Ring Report. Nia Jax defeating Lash Legend here tonight. So looking forward to seeing that. Speaking of number 4 was a whole bunch of stuff as well. We saw this. Keanu Jordan and Lola Vice winning their tag team match tonight. Keanu Jordan teamed up with Lola Vice. Keanu Jordan and Lola Vice defeating NXT double champion Jason James, who's the Knockouts champion as well, and Fallon Henry. And you can see right here, they're making some do tonight and making the do as well. Well, Fallon JC Jane, a Fatal Attraction, got more worse news. And she's going to be defending her Knockouts title against TNA Best, Masha Slamovich, and Ashby Elegance with her Consulate that was out there with her. Consulate was out there trying to call her out and did so tonight. But so the Consulate will be at ringside as well. For our number 3, we go to number 3 right quick. Number 3 was this. Ethan Page coming out there. Ethan Page came out there and saw that Terrion Heights had somebody in his corner. Fellow Olympian Tamara May Steele. She made her debut tonight, and Tamara May Steele cleaned house on Ethan Page. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green's gonna have to do something tonight. And Chelsea Green, Ethan Page, they're gonna use a peace treaty next week while they're in Philadelphia to call out, you know who. peace treaty, and we'll see that coming our way next week for what the peace treaty might be in store and stuff like that. So I looking forward to seeing that as well. Well, for our number two moment, if we can go to number two, what number? Oh, well, we go to number one. Well, we go to number two. Number two, our number two moment was this. Joe Henry and what's his name? Charlie Dempsey. They went against each other tonight. Two fellow Englishmen. And what a match that was. Joe Henry gets the 1, 2, 3 and gets the victory. Tonight, Joe Henry winning over Charlie Dempsey, taking Charlie Dempsey out, and Charlie Dempsey didn't know what had hit him one way or another. For Dempsey, I think Charlie Dempsey and Joe Henry's gonna have a feud going forward. Also, too, our look like Josh Briggs and his ex tag team partner, they're gonna have problems. They not on the same page. So next week they're gonna be in a match. Gonna settle their differences next week. We'll see them settle their differences in the ring. And looking forward to seeing that next week with them to settle their differences the way they did tonight. Not the way that how everything was, but you know how that be moving forward and stuff like that. All right. In our number before we get number one, well yeah, we get number one. In our number one here on our NXT Ring Report was the huge 6-man, 8-man tag team match right here. You can see right here, Trick Williams, Oba Femi, Javon Evans, Moose joined forces to take on Darkstate. This match was brewing a couple months ago when Darkstate, or about a week ago, Darkstate tapped all members of everybody, including you know who, Trick Williams and the rest of them last week. Trick and everybody else to pull up a shut up, and they did so tonight. Tonight was a little bit different than it was. They did. They tried to do so tonight, trying to intimidate, you know who. Trick Williams really showed his true colors tonight. And Trick Williams did so tonight. And Trick Williams got the win, and you can tell right here, um, Dark State Pimp, Javon Evans, Trick Williams could have helped his tag team partner, but he did it, leading to a mass brawl, mass chaos out there. You see right here, Dark State and everybody else, Trick and everybody else. Trick Williams left, but Dark, True Moose and Oba Femi really put their muscles where their muscles was, and we saw it tonight how they went down, and how it was tonight. So a lot of eggs on the fire, and we saw that tonight. As we saw earlier tonight, it was being able to saw that. Well, let's get to right here the superstar of the week. The superstar of the week to me was this Nia Jax coming back and dominating through the beginning of the match. And Nia Jax did so by doing a dominating move, doing that to what's her name, Last Legend, leaving Last flat and helpless. Nia Jax proving that she is a top commodity. Nia Jax proving that she is here to stay in NXT for now until they find her something better else to do. Nia Jax is our superstar of the week. Nia Jax leaving the momentum that she did tonight, how she did it. Well, right here on the NXT Ring Report, like we said, we're not missing a beat right here, and that was all our top 5 moments here on the NXT Ring Report. You saw right there. You saw tonight the top 5 moments as we did tonight for the NXT on the Pro Wrestling Show. And Nia Jax taking that spot for the Superstar Week. Well, um, like we said, let's move over to the heat check. On the heat check, okay, many of you are kind of wondering Naomi may be injured, but there might be a reason why. She might be out for a long time. Well, we kind of know, and there's rumors and reports right now that's rampant that Naomi is indeed pregnant. That's the rumors that's going on right now. That's rampant right now, allegedly. And Naomi is pregnant, and Naomi will appear with on a podcast on Stephanie McMahon's podcast. And I think this was she's going to make the announcement on Stephanie's podcast that she's indeed pregnant. So we want to break that news right now. Thus far, that Naomi is could be rumored to be pregnant. And if we know something by Friday on the Pro Wrestling Show for the SmackDown Ring Report, this would all be true. So I don't know. I'm just speculating that Naomi will be scripting will be script of the Women's World Championship. She was supposed to schedule to defend the Women's World Championship against Io Sky, but Naomi, this news right here, big bombshell that she's indeed might be pregnant, and Naomi will be on Stephanie's podcast along with her husband Jimmy to reveal the news that she's indeed pregnant. So looking forward to seeing that this week here on the Stephanie podcast. I look forward to seeing that this Thursday, Stephanie's podcast. Well, speaking of that, TMZ did tonight the real Hulk Hogan. I watched the docu series tonight. Uh, Excellent special from TMZ. Hulk Hogan, their own little special they did. Hulk Hogan's transcended wrestling and did so tonight. Even made a rare appearance tonight was Vince McMahon, the former WWE owner, made a rare appearance. Vince McMahon appearing on there. Looked like he got nipped and tucked. And Vince, um, you can tell by Vince's face and stuff, he has got nipped and tucked it. Vince McMahon, no question about it, transitioned wrestling, but Hulk Hogan at his funeral last week, and Hulk Hogan was remembered being a pioneer in wrestling, being a figurehead. Mark Henry, Mick Foley, Goldberg, Sylvester Stallone, Vince McMahon, everybody paid tribute. Jimmy Hart even paid tribute to Hulk Hogan. So a lot of people paid tribute to the Hulkster, the Hulkster's memory, his highs, his lows, and everything. It was the TMZ special that they did, and the special did do so tonight. Speaking of that, Taz, the AEW commentators recently agreed with the Hitman Bret Hart, saying a lot of wrestlers need to copy off them and make them more better. But in ring psychology, patience, intensity, safety perspective, he's 100% correct. Good they want to do and do how to do it and be able to do when they want to do it. So agree with them, but some wrestlers want to go forward on their own path. So hey, some and to relay that message. We know that we told you again that we're speculating that Naomi is rumored to be pregnant with her first child. That's why she didn't come on Raw this week and defend the Women's World Championship. So Naomi pregnant again. I guess that's the new trend. Once you win a championship, that leads to you getting starting a family. So we're hearing reports that Stephanie McMahon will have the exclusive interview with Naomi and her husband Jimmy. I mean, it makes sense. I put Jimmy on there without Naomi, so you could probably see that being that way this week on Stephanie's places. So look forward to seeing that as well. We know that next week on the pro wrestling show, the NXT Ring Report, they'll be live in Philadelphia. We know that JC Jane will team up with Fatal Influence to take on Ash by Elegance Brand. So that's next week in a 6-woman tag team match next week in Philadelphia. Also, too, Trick Williams will take on Javon Evans, who's going to be close enough to meet the NXT champion, Oba Femi. Could it be Trick and Oba, or could it be Javon Evans in a shot against Oba? But Trick Williams stands in his way. Both men stand in each other's way. We'll see if that's going to be coming to fruition next week. Speaking of that as well, Jordan Grace finally gets face to face with you know who, Blake Monroe. And Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe will have their issues, and they'll come up next week. And Jordan Grace get close to Blake Monroe, put Blake Monroe out her misery. That's the question that everybody wants to know and everyone wants to ask about. So we'll see about that next week. All right, we're gonna leave you with Dark State defeating Javon Evans, Trick Williams, Oba Femi, and Moose in a huge 8-man tag team match to get the win. Thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kendra Dix, saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow for the AEW Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show.